All right, so we are in geometry. Today's date is Friday, March 15th, 2019, 3/15. All right, so we are dealing with circles and their equations now. So far we've been dealing with purely the geometric idea of circles, finding angles, finding lengths, knowing the proportions. Now we're getting back into the algebra version of circles. So we already did this. This was our warm-up. Does anyone have something that they'd like to share for what you noticed when you moved H and K with a quiet raised hand? And I forgot to pass out cards, didn't I? Is there someone that can help pass out cards?
You just have to earn my trust in passing the cards. That's not like
Okay, then I'll give it to someone else. All right. Who wants to share? India, did you want to share for H and K?
Sure. When I moved H and K, it moved where the circle was on the graph.
Okay, so it was the position. So it changed the position. Changed the position. Anyone else want to add to that with H and K? Yeah, Anna.
H affects the position left and right, or on the x-axis, and then K affects it up and down on the y-axis.
Oh, interesting. K affects it up and down on the y-axis. Very cool. Thank you. Let me come back here and start logging what we did. So, ooh, what's going on? Anna just participated. India participated, and that's 2 marbles. We are caught up. 1, 2, boom, boom. Anything else that people want to share for noticing on H and K? All right. Quiet raised hand. What did you notice when you moved the R slider? Colby, go for it. Okay. So the circle changed size. When R got bigger, did the size get bigger or smaller? Thank you.
That's kind of weird though, because if you go into negatives, it also got bigger.
Okay, so assuming that R was only positive without negatives, if it got smaller than it got smaller. Okay. So this is the equation of a circle. You do need to start memorizing this, guys. It's not crucial that you memorize it by today, but by Monday we're going to be doing homework where you have to have this memorized. So the general way of doing this is you have x minus h, and as we said, h and k affect the position. The center of this circle is actually going to be h comma k. The x-coordinate of the center of the circle is h. The y-coordinate of the center of the circle is k. I do want to point this out that we always have a negative here in our equation. That way when we move right with our slider for h, the circle also moves right. That means we have to take the opposite of h and k if ever we're writing an equation. So because we have this negative, you want to be thinking here opposite. The opposite value that's given here. The opposite value that's given here. And if you actually want to find the radius, you need to just get r. So if you have r, that's the radius. The thing that most students will forget is you need to take the square root here. In order to get r by itself, right now it's r squared. To get r by itself, I square root it. So don't forget to square root that guy. Those are my 3 notes, the 3 most common errors to make on tonight's homework. Let's see an example. All right, so this is a circle. If I graph it on Desmos, it will make a circle. All right, can everyone close their laptops now? We don't need those anymore. Laptop shut. Beverly, Colby. Colby. Thank you. All right, quiet raised hand. What is the center of this circle that I have made for us? What is the center? 1 person knows, 2 people know. India, go for it. You're really, really close. So you're right in thinking that The x-coordinate is going to be 3, well, something with 3, and the y-coordinate is going to be something with 2.7. The thing that we have to be careful of is in order to get it into this equation where it has a minus sign, we have to take the opposite of whatever number we got there. So the opposite of positive 3 would be, all right, yeah, so it would be negative 3 comma what, India? Positive 2.7. There it is. Everyone write it down. That is the center. The trick is just look at the number next to the x and take the inverse of it. If it was a 3, make it a negative 3. If it was a negative 2.7, make it a positive 2.7. That's it. That's as easy as I can make it. All right, so India participated. She got some more XP. And I think I missed Colby as well. So there's Colby's marble. All right, thank you. All right, I need the radius of this circle. I see Anna's ready to go. What is the radius of this circle? I see only one hand. It's only Anna. Beverly, yeah. We have to be really careful. It does use 9/16. That is the place, but what do we have to do to that? A good guess. You don't have to make it negative. It's in the notes right here. So we took the opposite. We took the opposite. Now I'm dealing with the radius. Yes, we need the square root of that. And that's the answer. The square root of 9/16. Thank you, Beverly. On Khan Academy, they do like this rounded to the nearest hundredth, so they don't let you type in the square root. But I want this in 2 forms. Let's see if anyone can give me any of these 2 forms. I need to take the square root of the top and the bottom. That's one form that you can have. Or you can use a calculator. So some people get their phones out, grab a calculator, see if you can get this and round it to the nearest hundredth. Maybe someone can also take the square root of the top and bottom and tell me that fraction as well. I'm looking for either of those 2 forms. I'm looking for a quiet raised hand. Either of those 2 forms. Anyone have a decimal? Anyone have a reduced fraction for us? Yeah, Beverly, go again. Say it louder. 0.75. Thank you, thank you. And does anyone want to try to reduce the fraction? No one wants to reduce the fraction? All right, so I will do that for us after giving Beverly her marble and her XP. Beverly, your marble and XP. So if I take the square root of the top and the square root of the bottom, I'm kind of distributing the square root. You're allowed to do that through the rules of exponents. That is now exactly equal to, well, the square root of 9 is 3. The square root of 16 is 4. It is 3/4, which is exactly 0.75. So you could have done it as a fraction. You could have done it as a decimal. Either way will be fine on Khan Academy. All right, that is half of the homework tonight. The other assignment that you have is on the back. All right, did everyone grab a compass from the warm-up? Compass from the warm-up? No? Couldn't find one? Maybe I did not put them out. So the first thing that I want to do is the same steps that I just did before. I need to find the center and I need to find the radius. So write it down. We're going to find the center first. You're going to be doing this on the homework as well. If you have a whiteboard, you'll be writing what the center is. I need another quiet raised hand. What is the center of this circle? For this one?
Swing at it?
Yeah, go for it.
Is it Y2?
Ooh, careful. So the y coordinate is, are you saying the y coordinate right now?
No, the Y in the problem.
Okay, the y coordinate is, the y of the problem is?
Y minus 2.
So that helps us find the center. So what we're going to do is, once we see the y minus whatever, we take the opposite of what that whatever is, and that's going to be the y coordinate, this y coordinate of the center. So, Jaden, go for it.
What?
So take the opposite of this.
Oh, Y plus 2.
Yep, so the y coordinate is this number
2.
2, yes. Thank you. And then I need someone else to do the x coordinate. What is the x coordinate? It's a little bit tricky. Jaden got in. He already got his marble. His card is in. What is the x coordinate? Only one person knows the x coordinate. It's kind of tricky. 2 people know. Anna, go for it.
X squared.
Ooh, careful. It isn't x squared, but it's still a good attempt. Yeah, India, go for it. It is indeed 0. Nothing is being added or subtracted from this x squared. So if there's nothing with the x, there's nothing with the y, it's going to be 0. I will say that again because I'm sure it's going to confuse a lot of us on the homework tonight. If there's nothing with this x, there's no form like this, there's nothing plus 3. If there's no number with the x, it's 0. So the center is 0, 2. Thank you, India. Marble, XP. All right, I need to find the radius now. Who can help me find the radius? Quiet raise hand. Radius. I see Beverly's hand. I want to try to give it to someone new if possible. Yeah, Caroline. Ooh, careful. The other way. Instead of squaring it, take the square root of that. So what is the square root of 49? It is indeed 7. In order to get the radius, I have to take the square root of whatever's there, and it is 7. All right, now we start using our compass. I start by going to 0, 2. 0, 2 is this point right here. That is going to be that little metal end of your compass. So if you have the metal pointy end or the metal center if you're rotating around, that is going to be where the center is. The radius is 7. So if I go on the x-axis still and I go 7 more.
Isn't it y2?
Oh my gosh. I am so sorry. Yes, Colby. Extra credit. Teacher error. Oh my gosh. I feel so embarrassed. 0, 2 is there, not there. All right. The y-coordinate is 2. So my y-coordinate is 2. My radius is 7, which means from here I'm going to have a radius of 7. I'm going to go up to 9 because 2 plus 7 is 9. This is going to be my radius, which means my pencil is going to come out here and it's going to make a circle with a radius of 9. You just need those 2 points. I have the center and then I have part of the circumference. Make a circle now. Make a circle. So let's see if Mr. Sindel can try doing this. If I come out to right here, theoretically should make a circle like that. All right, notice that my circle goes through this point, which is 7, 2, 7, 2. This point down here, which is 0, 5, 0, -5. It comes through this point up here, which is 0, 9, and it also went through this point over here, which was -7, 2. -7, 2. It has to go through those 4 points for that circle. If you're doing the online homework through Khan Academy, you're first going to drag the circle by dragging its center, and then from there to change the radius, you drag this other part of the circumference out until you have the correct radius. All right, and that's all I have for you guys. Are there any questions? All right, that concludes the lesson.